Hey. Hey y'all, it's your girl Just Bree coming at you with another video. Feel free to hit the like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. I just want to play, I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about. First, this is a video on Lord Gaelick's channel about a comment that the rat has said
Chose
talking
to
about
do it.
marriage. Fair use. I really don't like using other people's reaction videos, but um hopefully Lord Gaelic will cut me some slack. I just want to get um
Anyway.
I just wanted to get into a comment she made really quick. So let's get into it.
I had a baby by somebody that I was in love with,
Who was married?
that was in love with me, who led me to believe that
Nah, he was just looking for something to hit. Stop using this. Led me to believe shit. Nah. It ain't like your first rodeo being with a married man. This is what you do.
his marriage was over.
Marriage ain't over. Ain't no divorce decree, none of that. And they still live together, and you knew it. And by the way, people, this woman also lived with her baby daddy. While he was with his wife, she was living with her baby daddy, people. Don't believe none of this shit.
His wife led me to believe that their marriage was over. So no,
How you gonna be a wife in quotation marks? Bitch, you either is or you ain't. I mean, it's either legal or it's not. You can't be a quotation wife. What the hell?
I did not have a baby by a married man.
Yes, you did have a baby by a married man. Yes, you did. And don't put his wife in quotes because they were legally married, still living together.
Marriage is a behavior. In order for you to be married, you have to behave that way. You
No, you don't. No, you don't.
and your partner. See, legal
Marriage is a legal contract, you moron. Signed by two people who are committed and and it's co-signed or whatever by the government. What the hell?
marriage is not stopping people from sleeping with other people.
Okay, but you kept saying he was your husband up until people found out he was married. Then he got demoted to spiritual husband.
Some people get in a relationship with somebody new while they're still married. It's plenty of
Yeah, it's called cheating, but
I mean, it's called adultery. So, why are you trying to diminish the significance and importance of marriage, in spite of calling this man your husband one minute and then your spiritual husband the next? You clearly felt a way about the title of being a wife, which at one point in time you wanted to be. And furthermore, I really wanted to address this as a nurse and the fact that, now granted, marriage is not, for everybody. Everybody don't believe in it, that's fine, whatever. But I'll tell you one thing that's for certain and two things for sure, bitch. I was when I worked at the nursing home, because I work in a pain management clinic now. When I worked in the nursing home, which I had for 15 years, um, a gentleman, oh shit, a gentleman who was around, shit, he was in his late 50s, early 60s maybe, and he had a girlfriend who he had been with for years, probably at least 15 years or so. And this man felt ill of some sort. I don't know, to the point that made him unconscious and unaware of his surroundings, right? So, um being as though him and his girlfriend were not married, his mother was considered his next of kin by law, and she came in that nursing home and she made it very clear that his girlfriend um was not to make any decisions and was not to be given any information. And that is coming from someone who witnessed it firsthand. Be very clear. Okay? And that also goes for children. If the mother wasn't alive, and he had kids, the kids are the next of kin. So you could be this little girlfriend for 100 years if you want to. But if it's a real blood relative that's next to kin that decides to, typically it's a parent or a child. If they decide to swoop in and tell your ass that you can't see them, that is their prerogative and their discretion. Be very clear. You have no rights. Understand it. Okay? And not to mention, my mother and my father have been separated for years. And my dad, he didn't have a girlfriend at the time that he passed away or whatever, but he had dated and he was in serious long-term relationships or whatever. Um but when he passed, because he was a veteran, um you know what I'm saying, my mother was the person that got his benefits. So she is basically, not to full disclosure, telling her business, but she basically living, she's entitled to his benefits. And she lives very well off of his benefits. So, and also, when my dad got sick, my mother left it up to me and to me and my siblings, because she didn't want, she did that was she hadn't been married, she was what you call it, separated for years, so she didn't want no parts of that. So she left it up to the kids because we were grown and everything. So we made all the final decisions, the arrangements, and things of that nature, because we could. And if he had had a girlfriend, she wasn't gonna have shit to say. She wouldn't have been able to say nothing. Okay, she wouldn't have been able to have no kind of input. I mean, respectfully, maybe one or two words in his obituary, but that's about it, and that's all. Um, and then if you look at DMX in his situation, I don't know. From my understanding, he didn't have much left. I don't imagine, especially he had 50 children, so it wasn't much left to, pass around. But the girlfriend, first of all, she a girlfriend and had the last child, so they really gonna get the crumbs. Now, had she been a wife, she would have moved straight up to the head of that line and been first in line before the kids and everything else. So this little wench want to go out her way, which I don't know who the hell listening to this nut, but she want to go out her way to diminish and marriage and whatnot. So that's what I wanted to say on that. And with that being said, I wanted to move on to Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. Now, typically I don't try not to get too wrapped up into celebrity bullshit and everything like that there. So let's just play a quick little clip. Fair use, fair use. I don't know if it's copyright or whatever, but I just had a couple things to say about, things that I've learned listening to,
First up, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. After 9 months of dating, it appears the end of the road is here, with the pair ending their relationship this week. Sources tell E! News that long distance and busy schedules made it difficult for Kim and Pete to maintain their relationship.
Okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I just had a few things that came to mind, between listening to the Manosphere and Kevin Samuels and everything. So, so and this goes for the average person too. This is exactly why you don't date just to date. And if you do, you don't introduce your men to your children. Like, I mean, what is the purpose of this? You knew this relationship was not going to last, little girl. You knew it wasn't gonna last. Um, and for a few reasons. Um, Typically the age gap between when it's the woman is older and the man is younger, it typically nor usually does not work. Um, and then she's a mother of 4 kids that don't belong to him. Um, and then you see her bringing him all around her children, her and Kanye's children, as if it's okay to expose your kids to this kind of stuff. Now, I'm not trying to stand on no hill and no type of pedestal like I'm, this perfect little angel. Shit, I done did some trifling shit. But at 41, 40, whatever, ma'am, it's a no. It's a no. I don't care if you got a gazillion dollars. It's a no. Like, what was the point of introducing your kids to a man that that they wake up to and see in the bed in the morning? And that goes for you regular bitches out there. You average everyday bitches out here. Like, and once I heard him say, or a report that said that his mother wanted grandchildren, like, come on, girl, really? You couldn't even have the last two on your own, naturally. You had to get a surrogate. So, not to mention, if y'all was to go the surrogate route, he does not get the experience of, rubbing your belly, going out late at night to get you your cravings, and massaging your cankles. He don't get to experience all of that. So, again, what is the purpose of this? And then he comes out and says that he wants kids. So, I mean, at the end of the day, unless she was to find somebody bigger than Kanye or on the same level, it's like, what are you really doing here, ma'am? You just gonna continue to introduce random men to your children, let your kids sit on his lap, and I mean, it's bad enough the shit that he said in his comedy about babies and stupid shit like that. I mean, he's a weirdo and he looks dirty. Um, but I will say, her trying something different. I will give her credit for trying something different, I guess. She definitely has a type, black men, of course. But even when she hooked up with Kanye, after you know, after a few years, I was just like, wow, this doesn't really make any sense because her being the mogul that she is and the lifestyle that she's used to living, I don't know why Kanye would think that, you know, she would he should have got somebody that was not well known, somebody that would follow him all around, you know, and didn't have this level of success that she has because it's gonna conflict one way or the other, and obviously it did. So now it's another broken home, and I mean, hey, a kid, um, most of us need therapy at some point or another. Shit, whether your parents was married Hell, I need therapy, and my parents was married. So, I mean, it just makes for it's just people do what they do out of for a lot of reasons. Desperation. This was her third marriage. She felt like she was running out of time. She had the baby prior to the marriage, understandably, because she felt, because her age and everything or whatever. Um, so it's just interesting. I mean, people make choices. We all make choices and decisions. And I just wanted to have I just had a few thoughts on it, few thoughts and opinions. You know, not trying to come from a judgmental place, just some things I observed